Hi students, today's our topic is transcription. So already we discussed about central dogma of molecular biology. Central dogma of molecular biology. So this was proposed by Crick in 1958. In 1958, it was proposed by the Crick. So what it tells? It tells the DNA, the information present in the DNA is transferred to the mRNA. The information present in the DNA transferred to the mRNA. The mRNA information is translated as a protein. So the DNA information passed to the mRNA by the transcription. The mRNA information is decoded as a protein by the translation. Means the DNA, the gene present in the DNA expressed as a protein. Proteins are the end products of gene expression or gene action. The gene in the DNA can express the protein in two steps. That means gene in the DNA can express the protein. That means proteins are the end products of the gene action. That takes place in the two steps. One is a transcription and next translation. Transcription and transcription. Actually, in some organisms, this central dogma of molecular biology is seen, but in some organisms like viruses, reverse central dogma is seen. Reverse central dogma is seen. That means here, in central dogma, DNA is synthesized the mRNA, but in some microbes, mRNA or RNA synthesizes DNA. Actually, in viruses have a RNA genetic material. It has a RNA genetic material. RNA genetic material is enter into the host cell by the injection when the virus is infected to the body or any organism. In host cell, the RNA is converted as a DNA here by the reverse transcription. So there is an enzyme present here to perform this reverse transcription, that is called it as a reverse transcriptase enzyme. Ultimately, central dogma of molecular biology explains the information stored in the gene. The information stored in the gene is transcribed to mRNA, and that is translated to a polypeptide chain in the synthesis of specific protein. So this is called as a central dogma of molecular biology. The information stored in the DNA is transcribed to a mRNA, and it is translated as a polypeptide amino acid chain for the synthesis of a particular protein is called as a central dogma of molecular biology. So the protein exerts the character or phenotype. Exert the character. That is a character. This protein exert the character. So this in this protein synthesis, transcription is the first step. It occurs in the cytoplasm of the cell. The translation, the second step, translation is the second step. It occurs in the transcription takes place in the nucleus of the cell. Translation is the second step, takes place in the cytoplasm of the cell. This is seen in the eukaryotic organism. Because in eukaryotic organism, nucleus and cytoplasm is differentiated there. So in cytoplasm, the second step, translation takes place. The first step is transcription takes place in the nucleus of the cell. After the transcription, the mRNA is synthesized. The mRNA, whatever it is synthesized, coming to the cytoplasm. In cytoplasm, the translation takes place. So that is seen in the eukaryotic organism. Whereas in the prokaryotic organism, the transcription and translation takes place in the cytoplasm only. Because there is no differentiation of the two compartments as a nucleus and cytoplasm. There we can't see the two compartments like as cytoplasm and nucleus. We can't see. So both the mechanism, transcription and translation, takes place in the cytoplasm of the cell. Finally, the proteins are synthesized. Now coming to the first step in the central dogma, that is transcription. So this is a process of copying the. This is a process of copying genetic information from the template of DNA The process of copying of genetic information from the template of DNA to mRNA is called transcription. Among the two DNA strands, two strands of the DNA, only one DNA strand is used as a template and mRNA is synthesized. That means the 3' to 5' of the DNA strand is called as a template strand here. Based on this template strand, to this template strand, opposite a mRNA is synthesized in 5' to 3' direction. In 5' to 3' direction, opposite to this template strand, 3' to 5' direction of the DNA template strand, opposite to that, 5' to 3' direction, a new mRNA is synthesized. Only one mRNA is synthesized. When this mRNA come into the cytoplasm, then it form the protein, one protein. If these two DNA strands, if they synthesize two mRNAs, they can synthesize two proteins, or they synthesize double-stranded mRNA or RNA. If these two strands act as a template for the synthesis of mRNAs, two mRNAs are formed. These two mRNAs can synthesize two proteins, or else double-stranded RNA is formed. If the double-stranded RNA is formed, the translation process is stopped, but it is not taken place. Translation process is removed here. No translation takes place here. If both the DNA strands act as a template for the synthesis of mRNA, two mRNAs are formed. These two mRNAs together form double-stranded DNA. If the double-stranded RNA is synthesized, the translation process is removed because these two are interconnected, and then translation process is not seen, then protein is not synthesized. Actually, in RNA, ribonucleotides are present. And in place of thymine on the template DNA, in place of adenine of the template DNA, uracil is transcribed into the mRNA. Suppose here the DNA template has adenine, thymine, guanine, cytosine is there. Opposite to this adenine, uracil will be transcribed. Opposite to this adenine, opposite to this cytosine, opposite to this guanine is present in the mRNA. So instead of thymine here, opposite to the adenine of the template DNA strand, in mRNA strand uracil is placed. So this is a uracil seen only in the RNA. Such a way mRNA is synthesized. So let us see the transcription unit. What is the transcription unit? The unit of DNA which is involved in the transcription. The unit of DNA which is involved in the transcription is called as the structure of DNA which is involved in the transcription is called as a transcription unit. The transcription unit primarily has the transcription unit has suppose it is a one transcription unit. It is a 3' to 5' strand. It is a 5' to 3' strand of the DNA. It is a structure. In this structure, we see promoter region. We see promoter region, structural gene, terminator region, promoter region, structural gene, terminator region. Three parts we can see in the transcription unit. So this so out of two DNA strand, 3' to 5' DNA strand is called it as a antisense strand or template strand. Antisense strand or template strand. Antisense strand or template strand. This antisense strand and template strand is a base for the synthesis of mRNA from 5' to 3' direction, 5' to 3' direction in an opposite direction. So it is a template for the synthesis of mRNA. Opposite to this template strand, which is in 5' to 3' and it is called it as a coding strand or sense strand coding strand or sense strand So in this structural genes are located here. The opposite to the 3' to 5' template or antisense strand, a new DNA strand is formed, new RNA strand is formed in this direction. New RNA strand is formed in this direction, 5' to 3' direction, that is mRNA. This entire mechanism is catalyzed by DNA dependent RNA polymerase. DNA dependent RNA polymerase. So this DNA dependent RNA polymerase has one enzyme that is a sigma factor. That sigma factor which recognize the particular specific region on the DNA template, that is called it as a promoter region. The factor which is present in the DNA dependent RNA polymerase identify the particular place at the DNA this transcription unit which is upstream to the coding strand. That means towards to the 5' end of the coding strand. It can be represented, this place can be represented with respect to the coding strand. That is called it as a promoter region. So in this promoter region, there is a initiation of the transcription, because the DNA dependent RNA polymerase, the sigma factor of the DNA dependent RNA polymerase bind to this promoter region, which initiate the process of which initiate the process of transcription. Here a nucleotide sequence is present, that is called as a TATA, like this. So that it is also called it as a TATA box. This is also called it as a TATA box. This is named as a Pripno box. This is also called it as a This is a promoter region. This is a promoter region. And terminator region is present on the 3' downstream. 3' downstream with respect to the coding strand. Nearer to the 3' end, in downstream end, there is a terminator gene. Terminator region. In this region, the transcription process get end. After the binding of sigma factor to the promoter region, the DNA dependent RNA polymerase is bind to the promoter region. The sigma factor initiate the process, and continuously there is a synthesis of mRNA to the terminator region. When it reaches to the terminator region, the rho factor which is present there, rho factor present in the terminator region, which terminate the process of mRNA, mRNA synthesis, and finally it come outside. The mRNA is come outside, and the DNA dependent RNA polymerase, everything is separated from this, and then this coiling is taken. Later, after the synthesis of this mRNA, this DNA dependent RNA polymerase, everything is come outside, separated from the DNA unit, and again the DNA coils, winds, and as usual structure it gets. Thereby the transcription get end. So which factor is terminate the process of transcription? Rho factor. Which factor initiate the process of transcription? Sigma factor. In promoter region, what is the nucleotide sequence? TATA, thymine, adenine, like that. Some nucleotide sequence will be there in the promoter region. That is called it as a Pripno box or TATA box. Pripno box or a TATA box. This entire process takes place in the presence of DNA dependent RNA polymerase plus Mg2 plus. Suppose the DNA nucleotide sequence of the template strand is like this: TAC, TGC, AAA, and GCT. Then opposite to the strand opposite to this, in 5' to 3', this is called it as a coding strand. This is called it as a template strand or antisense strand. So what will be seen here? What is seen here? Here A should be there. Here T should be there. Here G is there. A, C, G, T, C, G, A is present. So that is the nitrogen base sequence in the coding strand, and this is the nitrogen base sequence in the template strand. Suppose it is a template strand. So here, when the mechanism is initiated, the transcription mechanism is initiated, then the hydrogen bonds between these bases is degenerated and two strands are unwinds at particular place, and transcription starts here. When transcription occurs, a new strand is formed opposite to the template strand in this direction. Opposite direction, 5' to 3' direction, a new strand is formed. Then what is the nucleotide sequence seen in the mRNA strand? This is now mRNA. This is now mRNA. This is a mRNA strand. This is a mRNA strand. In mRNA strand, what nitrogen base sequence is seen here? Opposite to the T, as usual, A comes. Opposite to the A of the template, here comes U, and opposite to the C, G comes, and here A comes, C, G, here U, here C, G, U. So AUG, ACG, UUU, CGU containing one new mRNA is synthesized. Then what is the difference between the mRNA and the coding strand? Here everything is same except in thymine place of the mRNA, uracil is replaced, because in RNA thymine is not there. That means mRNA nitrogen base sequence, mRNA sequence is equal to the coding sequence, coding strand sequence, except in thymine of the coding strand replaced with the thymine of the coding strand is placed with uracil in mRNA. In mRNA, uracil will be there in place of thymine. That is the difference between the mRNA and the coding strand of this particular DNA. Such a way, this entire mechanism is under the influence of enzyme DNA dependent RNA polymerase plus Mg2+. So after after the completion of this entire mechanism, this mRNA come outside, and through the nuclear pore, this is takes place inside the nucleus. Inside the nucleus it takes place. The mRNA synthesis, transcription takes through the nuclear pore. This mRNA come into the cytoplasm. Then next mechanism, translation takes place. So entire mRNA come into the cytoplasm through the nuclear pore, and then translation mechanism takes place. Now the DNA after moving into the cytoplasm, mRNA moving into the cytoplasm, later on the DNA strand, whatever it is, hydrogen bonds, whatever it is, degenerated again forms, and it involved in the coiling and form helical structure of the DNA after the transcription. This is a diagrammatic representation. This is a DNA, 3' to 5' end of the DNA. This is a template strand. This is a 5' to 3' end of the DNA, which is in blue color. That is a coding strand. As soon as the sigma factor and DNA dependent RNA polymerase attached to the at particular place, that is a Tata boxer or promoter region, and which initiate the mechanism of the transcription. In transcription there are 3 steps. Initiation, first initiation. So in initiation what happened? First sigma factor and DNA dependent RNA polymerase is attached to the promoter region, and it initiate the process of transcription. Later on, after the transcription, the DNA template strand uncoil and continue the transcription process till the DNA dependent RNA polymerase reach to the terminator region. Till that the transcription is continued. This is called as a elongation. Second step is elongation. So when it reach to the terminator region, at the rho factor in the DNA dependent RNA polymerase terminate the process of transcription, and then mRNA is come outside of the nucleus, and then the DNA dependent RNA polymerase separated from the rho factor and everything is separated from this, and then it again coils and form the DNA structure. Such a way the transcription in the prokaryotic organism takes place. Only the initiation, elongation, termination mechanism takes place in the transcription of the prokaryotic organism. So in prokaryotic organism, the mRNA molecule is short-lived. In mRNA molecule in the prokaryotic organism, short-lived, and it is a polycistronic. That means polycistronic means it carry the sequences of basing coding for the several proteins. Several cistrons are present. These several cistrons code the different several proteins, so that mRNA in the prokaryotic organism short-lived and polycistronic. So let us see now we see the transcription in eukaryotes. In prokaryotic organism, first we see the prokaryotic organism. In prokaryotic organism, only initiation, elongation, termination we have seen. We studied about the initiation, elongation we studied. After this mechanism, the mRNA come into the cytoplasm. So actually in prokaryotic organism there is no differentiation of the nucleus and the cytoplasm. Then the entire mechanism, whatever it is, takes place in the cell only. In the cell mRNA is synthesized, then this mRNA is involved in the translation process for the protein synthesis. Whereas in eukaryotic organism, the transcription takes place in the nucleus. The translation takes place in the cytoplasm of the cell. In transcription, whatever it is synthesized in the eukaryotic organism after the initiation, elongation and termination, that is called it as a primary transcript. This primary transcript is called as a heterogeneous nuclear RNA. It is not a fully processed mRNA. It is a heterogeneous nuclear RNA. This is also called as a hnRNA. This hnRNA is processed in the nucleus itself, then it converted as a fully matured or fully developed mRNA. The entire transcription mechanism is catalyzed by the three different types of RNA polymerases. In the eukaryotic organism. polymerase 1, polymerase 1, polymerase 2, polymerase, RNA polymerase 1, RNA polymerase 2, RNA polymerase 3. These are the three different kinds of RNA polymerases. The three different kinds of RNA polymerases are involved in the transcription, and they form. What is the role of these three RNA polymerases? RNA polymerase involved in the transcription of rRNAs. Those are 28S RNA, 18S RNA, 5.8S RNA. So these are the three different kinds of rRNAs are transcribed by the RNA polymerase 1. RNA polymerase 2 synthesizes heterogeneous nuclear RNA. It is not a fully processed RNA which is synthesized in the nucleus, and then it is processed inside the nucleus only. Later we can see what are those. RNA polymerase 3 synthesizes the tRNAs. These are 5SR RNA, smaller nuclear RNA. So this RNA polymerase 3 transcribe these three types of RNAs. 5SR RNA, smaller nuclear RNA. Three types of RNAs are synthesized by the three different kinds of DNA dependent RNA polymerase. So later on what happened is, so these are all come into the cytoplasm for the next mechanism. But in heterogeneous nuclear RNA, the heterogeneous nuclear RNA, whatever it is synthesized in the nucleus, now it undergo by the processing, those are called it as a capping, splicing, tiling. So inside the nucleus these three mechanisms are seen. Very, very important point. So now this heterogeneous nuclear RNA, this is a non-functional RNA. This non-functional RNA undergo by the different mechanism. Those are capping, splicing, tiling. So here actually the pre-mRNA are non-functional RNA, pre-mRNA or non-functional mRNA or heterogeneous nuclear RNA has coding and non-coding sequences. The non-coding sequences are present here. Suppose it is a heterogeneous nuclear RNA. This heterogeneous nuclear RNA has some coding and non-coding sequences are present. These are the red color what I am writing. This is a non-coding sequence. This is called it as an intron. Coding sequences are called it as exons. Non-coding and coding sequences are present. In heterogeneous nuclear RNA, coding and non-coding sequences are present. Non-coding sequences are called as introns, and then coding sequences are called as exons. So after the heterogeneous nuclear RNA formation inside the nucleus, the splicing mechanism takes place first. Splicing mechanism takes place. What happens in the splicing mechanism? The introns, whatever it is present here, those are removed. And then these introns are removed. Now the introns are separated. Then the exons are joined now. This is called as RNA splicing. In heterogeneous nuclear RNA, introns are removed, exons are joined. This is called as RNA splicing or splicing. After the splicing, capping is seen. This is a 5' end of the heterogeneous nuclear RNA. This is a 3' end of the heterogeneous nuclear RNA. At the 5' end of the heterogeneous nuclear RNA, 5-methyl-guanosine triphosphate. Methyl-guanosine triphosphate is attached. Methyl-guanosine triphosphate is attached. 7-methyl-guanosine triphosphate is attached. Then it is called as a capping. This is called as a capping. Capping is done at the 5' end of the heterogeneous nuclear RNA. So after that, at the 3' end, polyadenylation or tailing is occur here. So here what happened? 200 adenosine residues are attached at the 3' end. Adenosine residues are attached with the many by the polyadenylation. So 2 adenosine residues are attached at the 3', then it is called polyadenylation. So due to that polyadenylation, because of that poly-A tail is formed. This is called as a tailing process. So there are 3 mechanisms are taken place after the transcription in nucleus. Those are splicing, first one is splicing, second one is capping, third one is tailing. 3 additional mechanisms are seen in the eukaryotic primary transcript inside the nucleus. Now this mRNA, fully processed mRNA, now enter into the cytoplasm. So after the tailing, capping and everything, fully processed mRNA come into the cytoplasm. So then this is involved in the translation. These 3 mechanisms are called as a post-transcriptional modification. Post-transcriptional modification. After the transcription. Post means after the transcription. Some modifications are seen. What are those modifications? First one is splicing, capping, tailing. This poly-A tailation helps in the mRNA to move into the cytoplasm, which direct the entry of mRNA into the nucleus, which direct the mRNA to enter into the cytoplasm. cytoplasm. So such a way, additional to the initiation, elongation and termination, these mechanisms are seen inside the nucleus. After that, the fully processed mRNA come into the cytoplasm for the transcription mechanism. Let us see the diagram of that. So this is a initiation, elongation, after that initiation, elongation, termination. After that, the heterogeneous nuclear RNA is undergo by the splicing, capping, tiling, and finally fully processed mRNA is synthesized. This is a diagram. This is a very important for the board examination. Based on this diagram also you will get the different types of NEET questions. So this is about the eukaryotic transcription.